Abba Yah, thank you for teaching us the true meaning of dying to self and living for your purpose. Strengthen us now to choose spirit over the demands of the flesh and perfect obedience over instant impulse. Let our lives truly reflect your commandments and our unwavering faith in Yeshua, the foundation of all we do. May everything we discuss bring you honor. In Yeshua's name, so be it.
Shalom and welcome to the Deep Dive.
Today, we are turning our attention inward. We're focusing on a single, powerful scripture. And it's not just theory, is it? It's really a mandate for every kingdom-minded life.
Exactly. It's the core.
We're doing a deep excavation today into Galatians 2:20. It's a verse that it cuts through all the modern noise, all the distraction to define who we're meant to be. Our mission really is to move the scripture from just, a nice poetic phrase into something practical, a daily operations manual, if you were.
Yeah, how you actually live it out.
Yeah, right. So here it is. The King James Version. I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me, and the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. It's a paradox, isn't it? This idea of death leading to the only true life.
It really is. And what's fascinating here, what we're trying to synthesize, is how this ancient, theological declaration actually transforms every single daily decision a person makes.
Every single one.
Yeah, especially when you think about the world today, which is basically designed to appeal to that old man, that old self.
Right.
We're contrasting this concept of being permanently crucified with the cultural norms that are just screaming for self-exaltation, self-promotion.
I'm all about me.
Exactly. This verse forces us really to redefine what success means, what value means, even what identity means. It challenges everything.
Okay, so let's unpack that first half then. Paul's declaration. It's like radical spiritual surgery. I am crucified with Christ. He says it like it's already done, an accomplished action. This isn't like spiritual dieting.
No.
It's the full death of the old self, that massive, fragile ego we all carry, the selfish desires, and especially that soul-crushing need for worldly validation.
Oh, yeah. And the big one.
All of that, Paul says, is actively nailed to the tree. It's final. Over.
And look, this is the absolute non-negotiable spiritual prerequisite for the Hebrew Israelite walk. It just is.
Okay.
This lifestyle demands that Yahweh strips away the parts of us that the world constantly elevates, the things it tells us to chase. We have to remember, crucifixion was public. It was shameful.
Right. It wasn't private.
No. So we're talking about abandoning the entire culture of shame avoidance, of status chasing. It means, dismantling the flex culture, that constant need to prove your financial status or your possessions to strangers online.
Yeah, I got to show it off.
Right. It means killing that me first mindset, removing that desperate energy of, I got to prove my worth just to fit in. The internal spiritual work here is, it's intense. It's aimed at de-assimilating us from these worldly systems.
That's a key distinction. It's not just giving up a few bad habits. It's sacrificing the whole persona that's built on wanting the world's acceptance.
The entire thing.
And the scriptural anchor for this, it's so clear in Romans 6:6. Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him, that the body of sin might be destroyed. That word destroyed, it's active, it's aggressive, comprehensive.
Yeah, it's not just put in time out, like you said.
No, it's meant to be nullified, wiped out.
So if the old self is truly dead and gone, and I mean not just asleep, but destroyed, what rises up in its place, that brings us right back to the paradox in the verse.
Exactly. Yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. The old flesh, it still wakes up, it still gets hungry, feels emotions.
Sure, the body's still there.
But the person operating that body is, like you said, under new management. Yahweh is running the daily operations now. That's the shift from living by impulse to living by divine direction.
And this point right here, this is the critical conflict, I think, in our digital age. The current social environment, driven by tech, by algorithms, it actively encourages people to resurrect the very things Yahweh commanded us to crucify.
Okay, tell us more about that collision course with the algorithm, because you see it everywhere, don't you?
You absolutely do. The algorithm, fundamentally, is an engine designed to feed the ego. Just think about those deeds of the flesh Paul often talks about. Pride, lust, envy, materialism.
Right.
Social media basically runs on those four things. Pride gets fed by vanity metrics, constantly counting likes, views, followers. You know the drill.
Yeah, the dopamine hit.
Exactly. Envy is the scroll culture itself, just looking at someone else's curated highlight reel and feeling, well, deficient. Lust is everywhere, the perpetual boundary pushing in DMs and comment sections. And materialism. It's the nonstop marketing, the influencer culture telling you your worth is tied to what you buy, what you own.
It's relentless.
It is. And the world tells everyone, live your truth. It makes personal feelings, temporary feelings, the ultimate authority. But Galatians 2.2 demands the exact opposite, living his truth.
His truth, not mine.
Right. And that's the constant tug of war, isn't it? Between the spirit and the flesh. You feel it every day.
Okay, but I need to challenge this a bit, because what about the faithful listener? Maybe they have a calling from Yahweh, an entrepreneur, a teacher, maybe an artist, and they need some kind of public presence to reach people for the kingdom. Where's the line there?
That's a fair question.
How do they make sure they're using the platform for Yahweh without maybe unintentionally resurrecting that same ego they just crucified? Is there like a practical metric beyond just saying my intent is good?
That's the essential question. You're right. I think the metric is found in motive independence.
The note of independence.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. If you operate from the mindset of, say, 2 Corinthians 5.17, if any man being Yeshua, he's a new creature, old things are passed away, then your calling isn't about your fame anymore. It's about getting the truth out.
Okay.
The new creature doesn't chase visibility. Visibility should chase the divine mandate, if that makes sense.
Right. The focus shifts.
And we also have to look at how we maintain this state. Romans 8.33 gives us the blueprint. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live. Now, if we define mortify in modern actionable terms, it means the active daily decision to starve the toxic desires the flesh wants, the ones fueled by the world and the algorithm. It's like an aggressive spiritual policy decision you make every single morning.
Wow. Aggressive spiritual policy. I like that.
Because you really can't serve Yahweh and the algorithm at the same time. It's one or the other. You're either dying for likes and external approval, or you're living for the kingdom's mandate.
That's stark. Let's pivot slightly then to the philosophy behind this. The world teaches a philosophy of, well, self-sovereignty, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
The modern mantras are everywhere. Manifest it, be your own God. It basically puts the self in the place of the divine. Personal desire becomes the ultimate law. It's self-love turned into self-worship.
And the theological correction to that is really the core of discipleship, isn't it? As servants of Yahweh, we're not manifesting our desires. We're obeying the divine will. We're aligning ourselves with a pre-existing divine order.
Okay, so manifestation suggests creating your reality.
Right, like you're the source.
Yeah.
But alignment means submitting to the reality the Creator has already established. Big difference.
And when we live that crucified life, our whole relationship with obedience changes fundamentally. It stops feeling like a burden or just a list of rules you have to follow reluctantly.
Exactly right. When someone truly lives crucified, obedience isn't optional anymore. It becomes, well, it's like oxygen.
Oxygen, wow.
It's the life-sustaining element for the new self. It's the constant course correction that keeps the new creature moving toward the kingdom. You're essentially trading the fleeting, chaotic freedom of disobedience for the enduring liberty found only in service to Yahweh.
And if we look back at the core scriptural mandate for the Israelite, Deuteronomy 10, verses 12 and 13, it outlines this perfectly, this comprehensive surrender, this alignment.
Read it.
And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes.
See? It's a full heart and soul surrender. And the aha moment that often comes with that depth of surrender is realizing Yahweh's laws aren't actually restrictions.
Right. We think of them that way.
We do. But they're precise redirections, like a detailed blueprint from the master architect.
Redirections, not restrictions.
Yeah. It's like Yahweh saying, look, you're trying to build your house on shifting sand over here based on your temporary emotional whims. Stop trying to run this show. Let me guide you, and I will take you to destinations you never even imagined. Yeah. Surrender leads to exponential growth and true safety, not confinement. The world promises happiness through expanding the ego. The kingdom promises joy through the contraction and, yes, the death of the ego.
We have to be honest about the cost involved there. This walk, this active daily dying to self, It's not cute. It's not some aesthetic lifestyle choice
Not
at
at
all.
all.
It hurts. It often means real loss. You might lose relationships with people who only knew your old man. You might lose career paths that demanded you compromise your faith. You lose comfort zones. You're leaving the familiar, predictable world for this radical, sometimes unfamiliar path of faith in Yeshua.
And that hurt is real. It's purposeful, but it's real. We're definitely not minimizing the pain involved in sanctification. However, if we connect this discomfort to the bigger picture, there's profound comfort here too. The core idea is every single time Yahweh strips something away, he replaces it with peace.
Peace.
Real peace. You're exchanging that brittle, temporary, shaky foundation of external validation for an eternal foundational peace. The kind that transcends circumstances, transcends worldly chaos.
That trade-off.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate insight here, isn't it? You mentioned this shift from chasing external affirmation, that desperate need for every project to be approved, every idea validated by the crowd. When that needy ego is actively crucified, that desperation gets replaced with true, deep purpose. It's the difference between operating based on applause and operating based on your divine assignment.
Exactly. And that shift completely redefines success. Success is now measured by what we could call heaven's algorithm.
Okay, heaven's algorithm.
Yeah, it's not about the world's metrics anymore.
Yeah.
Forget the follower count, the money, the size of the building. The true metric is simply this. Does your life, operating under the management of Yeshua, move even one person closer to Yahweh?
Just one.
Just one. That profound purpose, that is the true win.
Wow. It really is the ultimate trade-off, trading the fleeting gratification of the world for the enduring fulfillment of the kingdom. So this walk requires total surrender to the divine mandate. It's not about trying to be perfect temporarily.
No, surrender, not perfection.
We don't live by the world's likes. We live by Yahweh's light. We're called to be these new creatures, fully submitted to the management of Yeshua.
That's the goal. And for you, the listener, maybe we can offer some specific precepts, some scriptures to really meditate on this week. Let them guide your daily decisions, especially when you face a challenge or feel tempted by the spirit of the age.
Good idea.
Okay, first, focus on Romans 12:1-2. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's the mental battleground right there.
Renewing the mind.
Then, meditate on Luke 9:23. If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. Notice the word daily. This is a daily, grinding commitment.
Every day.
And John 15:5. For without me, he can do nothing. That's the constant reminder of our dependence on him, the total opposite of self-sovereignty.
You can't do it alone.
No way. And finally, Philippians 1:21. For to me, to live is Christ and to die is gain. I mean, that just encapsulates the entire promise of Galatians 2.2e, doesn't it?
It really does. Sums it all up. Ultimately, Galatians 2.2 means you are no longer the source of your own life. It's Yahweh moving through you. You've traded the volatility of the flesh for the stability of the spirit. So our final provocative thought for you today, something to chew on this afternoon maybe, to put this into immediate practice. What critical decision or even small choice, perhaps one you've been agonizing over privately, or maybe just a daily habit, feeds the ego, what could you deliberately hand over to Yahweh this afternoon? Just decide to fully embrace that new management right now.
Stay kingdom-minded.